In every age, across every culture, one truth remains constant. People are magnetically drawn to what they cannot fully grasp. Mystery is one of the oldest and most powerful forces in the realm of influence, a tool of kings, seducers, prophets, and tacticians alike. Its essence lies not in deception, but in deliberate restraint. As Robert Greene once wrote, use mystery to beguile, seduce, and create an aura of power. And this is no poetic exaggeration. The power of mystery is rooted in the most primal layers of the human psyche. When something is unknown, the imagination becomes its architect, projecting fantasies, exaggerating traits, and inflating significance. This is why a man who reveals less often commands more. His silence isn't emptiness, it's a canvas for desire. His distance doesn't weaken his presence, it magnifies it. The moment you become fully understood, fully available, or fully decoded, you lose your edge. And in a world starving for substance, the unknown becomes a kind of luxury, a rare, coveted experience that few can offer. This is the first and most important law of fascination. People crave what they cannot possess or predict. The mystery surrounds you with an aura that cannot be touched, only admired from a distance. Consider the way society idolizes certain celebrities and elite figures who maintain an air of mystique. Why are figures like Frank Ocean, Beyoncé, or Daft Punk revered at almost mythical levels, while others with more visibility fade into irrelevance? The answer is simple: mystery amplifies value. These artists don't flood timelines with opinions, selfies, or desperate attempts at connection. Instead, they curate presence. They appear when they choose, speak only when necessary, and vanish without explanation. This creates a gravitational pull, one that keeps audiences leaning in, wondering, imagining. And it's not just about silence, it's about what is left unsaid. The more room you leave for the mind to wander, the more powerful your image becomes. Contrast this with the modern plague of overexposure. We are now living in an era of digital nakedness, where everyone is oversharing in the name of relatability. But the truth is, the more you reveal, the less others care. There is a law of diminishing returns when it comes to attention. What is constantly accessible becomes invisible. What is always talking becomes background noise. Vulnerability, when intentional and sparse, can build connection. But when it becomes a habit of constant confession, it turns into self-sabotage. Robert Greene warned, "Never appear too perfect, yet never show too much." The moment you reveal every detail of your life, your thoughts, your struggles, your daily routines, you are no longer a mystery. You are no longer a symbol. You are now just another man shouting into the void, hoping to be noticed. And the harsh truth? Most people aren't listening. Oversharing kills intrigue. It reveals your emotional hunger. It shows that you need to be seen, heard, and validated. And nothing repels power faster than visible desperation. The mysterious man, on the other hand, does not chase attention. He attracts it. He does not force connection. He invites curiosity. In a world where everyone is trying to go viral, he becomes rare. And rarity is always valuable. It's the same reason luxury goods are limited, not because they can't be produced in abundance, but because their scarcity is what drives demand. The mysterious man understands something crucial about human psychology, that people are most obsessed with what they cannot fully possess. This is especially true in seduction. The less you reveal, the more others chase. The moment someone feels like they've figured you out, their desire begins to fade. But when you remain elusive, unpredictable, emotionally composed, hard to decode, you become addictive, not through manipulation, but through presence with boundaries. This plays on a mental phenomenon known as the Zeigarnik effect, the tendency for people to remember incomplete tasks, unresolved questions, or open loops more than finished ones. A mysterious man becomes an open loop. His silence lingers. His distance burns into memory. His words echo, not because they're loud, but because they are few and deliberate. He is, in essence, a question mark walking in a world full of exclamation points. And that brings us to one of the most underused yet devastating tools of influence: strategic silence. Robert Greene's Law 4 states clearly, "Say less than necessary." In conversations, the one who talks less controls the rhythm. In arguments, silence disarms aggression. In business and negotiations, the person who speaks least is often the one with the most leverage. Why? Because silence creates discomfort. It forces others to fill the space, to reveal themselves, to question their own assumptions. Silence is not passivity. It is a calculated pressure, a mirror, a test. In relationships, mystery shifts the frame entirely. Instead of chasing validation, you become the one others seek to impress. You are no longer reacting. You are guiding the experience. People begin to compete for your attention, for your emotional availability, for your presence, because they know it is never guaranteed. To be mysterious is not to be cold, robotic, or emotionally unavailable. It is to be intentional. It is to protect your essence from being diluted. The mysterious man does not vanish completely. He reveals himself in fragments, in carefully chosen moments, like a story told in glimpses. And that, more than anything, is what separates power from noise. The man who is known by all, admired by none. The man who is felt, but never fully understood. That is the man who moves the world without having to shout. Mystery is not an accident. It is not a personality trait. It is a practiced art, a strategy of restraint, intention, and poise. In the modern world, power does not always belong to the loudest voice in the room, but to the one who knows when to stay silent. The man who masters mystery is not hiding. He is controlling the narrative without saying too much. In this age of relentless oversharing, subtlety is the new strength, and suggestion is its sharpest weapon. The first principle is to master the art of suggestion, not explanation. Seduction, influence, and persuasion rarely work when you speak too plainly. Directness has its place in confrontation, but when it comes to creating attraction, whether romantically, professionally, or socially, it's what you imply that holds more weight than what you declare. The mind is wired to fill in the gaps, to search for meaning in ambiguity. This is why those who speak with mystery leave a stronger impression than those who over-explain. In your conversations, leave room for interpretation. A glance held 1 second too long, a sentence that trails off, a compliment that could mean everything or nothing. In storytelling, don't give your entire history. Offer a glimpse, a symbol, a myth. In your fashion, let your style speak without trying too hard to impress. The mysterious man understands that attention is not earned by saying more. It's commanded by saying just enough. This brings us to the second pillar, withhold for impact. Power operates on the principle of scarcity. When something is easily available, it loses value. Not because it lacks quality, but because it lacks discipline. The mysterious man controls his presence like a luxury brand controls its releases. He withdraws at his peak, never lingering too long, never staying past the point of maximum desire. Think of a great film that ends on a cliffhanger. It leaves the audience wanting more. The worst thing you can do is overstay your welcome, whether in a conversation, on a date, or on a public stage. Your presence must be potent, rare, and purposeful. This is the strategy behind high fashion drops, limited edition collectibles, and elite invitations. Not everyone gets access. And when you treat your own time, attention, and energy as a rare currency, people begin to perceive it that way. You become a man of value because you carry yourself as one. But mystery is not just about silence or withdrawal. It's also about emotional control. To be mysterious, you must embody calm confidence and let others project. Understand this. People don't just want to know who you are. They want to feel you, read you, unravel you. And that process becomes irresistible when you're unpredictable. Mystery is not secrecy, it is deliberate restraint. You do not need to shut down emotionally. You just need to respond slowly. Don't let people read you too easily. Don't react to every comment, every message, every provocation. Be composed. Be warm, but slightly distant. Be thoughtful, but never too revealing. Robert Greene's Law 17 says it best. Create an air of unpredictability. When people can't predict your next move, they feel off balance. And in that confusion, you gain control. The mysterious man is not chaotic. He is stable, yet unreadable. Others must work to earn his attention, understand his motives, or win his loyalty. And that is precisely why they desire it so badly. Now let's speak of the source behind all of this: discipline. The foundation of mystery is not aloofness, it is self-control. The mysterious man is not mysterious because he is shy, but because he has mastered his impulses. He speaks with intention. He engages when necessary. He knows the difference between hunger and need. He doesn't seek validation through words, likes, or approval. He channels his energy inward, refining himself, building silently, moving with a sense of internal purpose. This is where Robert Greene and Napoleon Hill converge. True power lies in the man who can control his speech, his sex, his emotions, and his attention. Hill wrote about sexual transmutation, the act of converting primal desire into creativity, wealth, and influence. Greene speaks of seductive restraint, revealing parts of yourself only when it serves your strategy. These are not opposing ideas. They are the same truth from different masters. When a man governs his inner world, his outer world begins to respond. And finally, let's bring this ancient power into the modern era. How do you apply mystery in a world designed for constant exposure? The answer is simple. Show highlights, not the whole movie. On social media, don't document every thought, every mood, every moment. Create space. Curate your presence like an artist curates a gallery. Every post intentional, every word designed to provoke thought, not prove worth. In relationships, let people earn intimacy. Let your silence mean something. Let your eye contact say more than your words. Let your lifestyle become the message, not your captions. Mystery today is countercultural, and that's why it works. When everyone else is screaming, your whisper becomes thunder. When everyone is performing, your restraint becomes revered. Revealing less doesn't make you fake, it makes you powerful. Because what is rare is remembered. What is unknown is desired. What is quiet is often the loudest voice in the room. Mystery is not deception. It is a form of discipline. It is strategic silence, selective presence, and the refusal to give yourself away cheaply. As Robert Greene teaches us, seduction, leadership, and influence are not born from noise. They are born from precision, from knowing when to speak and when to let your absence do the talking. In a world of addiction to exposure, the mysterious man becomes a myth. And in being a myth, he becomes a magnet. Thus remember, we are Indecepta. Becoming Indecepta is the code they never wanted you to learn. A psychological war map for men, forbidden teachings fused with modern strategy for influence, dominance, and self-mastery. If you want peace, prepare for war.